jeez. Come on. Why are these tangled up? Alright, I think we're live, but not quite there yet. Okay. There we go. Little new background if y'all see that. Are we live? Are we live? You're watching Wingstop?
Watching YouTube.
Let's go. I'm on YouTube.
Let's go.
All right, what is it, everybody? It is Mars Sports from Marshall. Sorry I'm a bit late to this stream with my boy Yush.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, today we're gonna react to the schedule coming out. So yeah, let's see. Oh my god, what the heck is? Yeah, I got a little new setup. Those are new Christmas lights. I don't want to catch. I don't like me McQueen and have my setup catch fire during live stream. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's one for today. Yeah, I hope you all like the new decoration. You know what? Let's go lights out. Actually, it looks kind of cool. I'll admit. Yeah, I got these Christmas lights for a physics project, and there's some left over, so I'm using them here. Yeah. I'm probably gonna move around a little bit, but I need to turn the lights on. It's too casual. You feel me? It's just like it's literally just like freaking white light or regular warm light. You know what I mean? So we're gonna change it to something interesting. Let's turn the NFL colors because NFL schedule release is out. Sorry we were late. I was gonna go live at like 6:45, but then I got caught in the shower. My computer was acting up. Yeah. Anyways, y'all ready to see this? Let's do this. NFL schedule. What the heck? Next game, July 31st. I don't think that's true. Unless we talk, it's not that's not true for regular season, preseason. Yeah. Yeah, but here I bet if I look at my YouTube subscriptions right now, it's just filled with NFL teams posting their schedule. Watch this. Like, all right, here's my YouTube feed. You have that. Then you have the Saints. Let's just see. Schedule reveal for the Saints. Schedule reaction with the Panthers. Schedule release reaction. Giants. Colts from Minecraft. Okay. Panthers. Not Panthers. Packers. Jaguars. They did the freaking what's his name? What's that dude's name with the morning routine? Ashton Hall. I love that so much. Miami, then Minnesota, then Detroit, and then Kevin O'Connell, Minnesota, and Dallas, and then Baltimore. It's actually premiered right now. Giants, Bucks. John Gruden's revealing it. Oh guys, John Gruden with the Bucks now. Please no, I don't want. The Saints are already in a deep hole as it is. And then you have both Chargers and Colts in Minecraft. You got Colts and Chargers. Dream Team Neil, which that's not an NFL team. The Bears, the Bills, the Raiders, the Browns, the Bills, the Commanders, Seahawks, the Rams, NASCAR Weekly Podcast, Fox 4 Reacting to Cowboys, Darman, Bucks, Celine Dion, Minnesota. What is it? The Patriots. Is that Dave Portnoy? No way, it's Dave Portnoy. Dollar Mine versus Louisville, EMC Dump, Green Bay, Carolina, Cardinals, Chiefs, Falcons, I almost said South Carolina, San Francisco, Pittsburgh, NFL, Dallas, Benchwarmer Brand, Depressed Ginger. I mainly watch for his stadium videos, not his politic videos, because I don't really pay attention to politics. Except that Nick Saban hire. I thought that was interesting. And then you have the Lions and they did the prescription ad. No way. So I said the Titans, the Broncos, the Eagles, Will Warren. Yeah, and then that's they got South of Cliff, all that. Yeah, there you go. That's all the schedule reveals. Let's just take a look at it, shall we? I just figured I'd show y'all. All right. You ready for this, Ayush?
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's just take a look at the schedule. I'm trying to find all the games on it. 18 weeks. We know this against already. Like the Eagles, Cowboys are gonna be the opener. The Chiefs versus Cowboys will be on Thanksgiving. What do you think of that, Ayush? Chiefs, Cowboys, and Thanksgiving.
I think Chiefs are pretty good, but I think Cowboys can pull it off if they.
Please do. The Chiefs. I don't think anyone likes the Chiefs, though, to be real. All right. All right, here we go. What the heck? All right, so we have these. Let's just take a look at these teams real quick. You got Dallas, Philly. We already knew these. We got Philly, Green Bay, Chiefs, Cowboys, Bears versus Eagles in Week 13. Philly versus Commanders in Week 16. Green Bay versus Chicago in Week 16. Dallas at the Commanders, Week 17. Detroit at Minnesota in Week 17. Denver at Kansas City, Week 17. That's gonna be the football, I think. Here are the international games. You have Week 1. You have KC and LA. I forgot where they're going. Somewhere for the first time. You know, where's KC and LA going? You know, Yush?
No.
Here, Minnesota playing back-to-back international games. That's gonna be a pain in the butt. But they're playing the Steelers in the first one. The second one, that's the Browns. And then Denver is playing New York in Week 6. Oh wait, they're in Brazil. Chiefs Chargers, because I'm blind, I can't see where the actual locations are. And then Minnesota's going to Dublin and London. That's going to be a lot of European stay. And the Broncos and Jets are playing at the Tottenham Hotspur in Week 6. In Week 7, the Rams are playing the Jaguars at Wembley. Should I even be shocked if the Jaguars are involved in that? And Atlanta taking on Indianapolis in Berlin. And the Commanders and the Dolphins taking on each other in Madrid. That's going to be interesting. Yeah, let's see. Saints. Where are the actual league schedule? Let's do this. Let's do Week 1 first. All the games are revealed. I'll do predictions tomorrow. Maybe tonight if I have time. I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's see. So we have for Week 1 on Thursday night, it's gonna be the Cowboys at the Eagles, and then Friday night on YouTube. They're streaming on YouTube. No way! If they're actually streaming like the YouTube live stream, so I don't have to pay for it. That's gonna be awesome. Just pull it up because I don't have Peacock on my phone, so that was a little bit of pain last year. I was at my school's homecoming game, and I couldn't watch that, or I couldn't watch the actual NFL game on the side. Yeah, but Chiefs and Chargers are playing on Sunday. The early games will be the Bucs at the Falcons, classic rivalry there, and then the Bengals at the Browns, the Dolphins at the Colts, the Panthers at the Jaguars, the Raiders at the Patriots, and then for the Saints, they're hosting the Cardinals. So maybe our Week 1 streak will come to an end because I think the Cardinals actually be a pretty good team next year. We'll see though. I just hope the Saints are at least decent next year. We have cap space again, so we'll see how that goes. I remember yesterday was the Titans leaked. Yeah. And then the Steelers are going to go to the Jets, and then Giants are going to the Commanders. That's the early games, and then the 3:05 games are Titans at the Broncos, and then what? What's up? Say that one more time.
I hope they meet you.
Yeah, you wish. The Giants play the Commanders, the Titans play the Broncos, and then for 3:25 games you have Lions at the Packers, Texans at the Rams, and then And then for Sunday Night Football, you had the Ravens, the Bills. And Monday night, you had the Vikings, the Bears. So got some good stuff going there. So yeah, there's that. The Saints have a Sunday Night Football game. That's what I'm wondering because they haven't had a Sunday night game in forever, dude. It's been like since 2021. I'm not even joking. Literally, they haven't had a Sunday Night Football game since I was in 8th grade. I'm not even. Yeah, they haven't had a Sunday Night Football game since then. I'm not even joking. That's actually true. I haven't seen them play on Sunday Night Football in forever. Come on, I want to be on Carrie Underwood's show. Well, actually, it's American Idol, but yeah, week 2 if it ever loads. What the heck? That's my old intro or something like that. I don't know. All right, Thursday you have what is it? Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit's first broadcast on the Prime Video. Thursday, September 11th. Of course, that's Patriots Day. I think that's what the formal name is for it. Yeah, that's on 7:15 p.m. It's the Commanders at the Packers, so we'll see how that goes. And Sunday we have the early games. We have the Browns taking on the Ravens, the Jaguars taking on the Bengals. About that Ravens, Jaguars and Bengals, by the way. The Giants playing at the Cowboys. You had the Bears playing at the Lions. And you had the Patriots playing the Dolphins. Yeah, the 49ers play at the Saints. Are we just trying to sweep are we just trying to get every NFC West team out of the way in the first 2 weeks? That's what it seems like. But you know what's good about the 49ers for us? Well, it's bad about 49ers. They decided to get away with other players, so
they're a pretty good team.
Yeah. They could bounce back if they actually recover from if Kyle Shanahan's actually or their front office is cooking something. Maybe those players were good enough for that. I don't know. Yeah, but I think 49ers are due for a bounce back, so that kind of scares me. You had the Bills taking on the Jets. At the Jets, of course. You had the Seahawks at the 49ers. Not the 49ers, the Steelers. Seahawks at the Steelers. So you'll have DK Metcalf facing his old team. You have the Rams taking on at the Titans. You have Panthers at the Cardinals. And this is now we're at the late game. So the Panthers at Cardinals, and you have the Broncos at the Colts. The Eagles at the Chiefs. Oh, a Super Bowl rematch right there. In week 2. I'm actually kind of shocked they made in week 2. What do I know? That's going to be a great game. And then the Falcons taking on Falcons going to the Vikings for Sunday Night Football. We'll see how that all goes. I think that's a national championship rematch. If you're talking quarterbacks, that'd be Michael Penix versus JJ McCarthy. Michael Penix is at Washington, and JJ McCarthy's at Michigan in the national championship. So I think that's pretty interesting. And then you have 2 Monday night games in this week. You had the Buccaneers going to the Texans, and then you had the Chargers going to the Raiders. I'm surprised they put that in prime. 9 p.m. Central? What the flip? What is this, the Pac-12 game? All right, moving on. Week 3. Do the Saints have any primetime games? I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked if we don't, honestly. I remember the Cardinals that one year didn't have any primetime games because everyone knew they'd suck. To look at that, you have the Dolphins going to the Bills. Wait, hold up. Wait, Saints have. Oh, never mind. Okay. Oh my God, we're literally taking on NFC West teams in the first 3 weeks. You gotta be kidding me, bro. Thursday, 7:15. Your Dolphins at the Bills. That's this during week 3 now, and then Sunday. On Sunday in the early games, the Falcons going to the Panthers. If they could both lose, that'd be great. 12 p.m. You have the Packers going to the Browns. You have the Texans going to the Jaguars. The Bengals going to the Vikings. That's gonna be a good game. Steelers going to the Patriots. The Rams going to the Eagles. Playoff rematch right there. The Jets going to the Buccaneers. The Colts going to the Titans. The Raiders going to the Commanders. And then for the late games, you have the Broncos going to the Chargers. The Saints going to the Seahawks, which it will be Clint Kubiak seeing his old team again. You have the Cowboys taking on the Bears, going to Chicago, of course. You have the Cardinals taking on the 49ers in San Francisco. And then for Sunday Night Football, you have the Chiefs and Giants. That's an odd pick for Sunday night, but Giants think could improve next year, especially with an actual quarterback. Well, I don't know. Jalen Jones actually has potential for 1 year, and then Giants fit for him. Maybe he'll do good at the Colts. And then Monday Night Football, you have the Lions going to the Ravens. So maybe a potential Super Bowl match right there. We'll see. Although I know who my Super Bowl pick is. I'm not telling y'all yet, but I know who my Super Bowl pick is. I'll tell y'all later on. Tomorrow, maybe, or when we make predictions. So I'll let y'all know. Just have my Super Bowl pick in mind. It might be the Chiefs. It might not be. You never know. Or the Eagles. Who knows? And then for Thursday Night Football, you have the Seahawks going to the Cardinals for Thursday night on Week 4, and then 8:30 a.m. A neutral site game. It doesn't one of the national games. Like I said earlier, it's the Vikings versus the Steelers. And then 12 p.m. you had the Commanders taking on going to the Falcons, and the Saints going to the Bills. So that also means we're cooked. And the Browns going to the Lions, the Titans going to the Texans, the Panthers going to the Patriots. Last year, that's a tank bowl. Then you had the Chargers going to the Giants, and then you had the Eagles going to the Buccaneers, which the Buccaneers were actually one of the only teams the Eagles lost to last year. It was then the Falcons and someone else, I think. And it was the Commanders that 1 week, yeah. And then for late games, you have Colts going to the Rams, Jaguars going to the 49ers. That's a long trip for them. Ravens going to the Chiefs. Oh, that's going to be a really good game. Bears going to the Raiders, and then the Packers going to the Cowboys for Sunday night. Oh, wow, that's going to be a good game. Y'all hosting the Packers. You're going to get revenge in this playoff match. Let's see. Whenever y'all face the Packers in Week 4 on Sunday Night Football, y'all going to get y'all's revenge on that one time, and then they beat the crap out of y'all.
Yeah.
I'm pulling for y'all. Trust. And Monday, 2 Monday night games. The first one you had at 6:15. You had the Jets. No, this is all in Central Time because I'm in Central Time Zone. You know, the best time zone on earth. It's the one I'm used to. You know. Put live chat. You know. Okay, so then 6:15 p.m. You had the Jets going to the Dolphins. And 7:15 you had the Bengals going to the Broncos. So.
Chat.
A rematch from last year's crazy game. You say chat?
Yeah.
Chat, is this real? So far, no primetime games for the Saints. I'm a Saints fan, if y'all don't know, by the way. If those of y'all watching are new. Week 5, we get primetime against the Bucks. I'll just say it. I don't know. I haven't looked at the schedule, honestly. Primetime against the Bucks. No. No. Oh my god. Oh jeez. Okay. 4 doubleheaders. And then all right, so it's Thursday, October 2nd, we're week 5 now. 7:15, you have the 49ers take on the Rams, which is kind of a late afternoon game, think about it, because it's the West Coast. Sunday, October 5th, you have at 8:30, you had the Vikings take on the Browns, of course, in London, I believe. The last one was in Dublin, or vice versa. I don't know. And 12 p.m., you have the Texans going to the Ravens, the Dolphins going to the Panthers, the Raiders going to the Colts, the Giants going to the Saints. By the way, the Giants were one of the only teams to beat last year. And that's with Derek Carr injuring himself and ending his career, unfortunately for him. You had the Cowboys going to the Jets, and then you had the Broncos going to the Eagles. And in the late games, you have the Titans going to the Cardinals, and then you had the Bucks going to the Seahawks, and the Lions going to the Bengals, and the Commanders going to the Chargers, and and then for Sunday Night Football, I got the Patriots going to the Bills. I think Patriots could be a good team this year. I like that Will Campbell pick. I love Will Campbell. Y'all treat him well.
Wait, who's on again?
Patriots and Bills.
Patriots are pretty good. Patriots are very good.
Yeah, we'll see. I think they could be good. And then if they build the team around Drake May correctly, they'll be good. And Monday, October 6th, you got a playoff rematch a few years ago. And the Chiefs going to the Jaguars. Yeah, we'll see if the Jaguars are actually any good next year, though. They fell off, bro. Let's be real. They peaked at 9-8. Or 10-9, actually, technically. Yeah. You have the playoff games, yeah. Now the next week, week 6. This is the Saints off week. No, it's not. Yeah, the Eagles going to the Giants for Sunday night football or Thursday night football, and then Sunday 8:30 you have AM. You have Broncos going to the Jets. Or no. Broncos taking on the Jets in a neutral side, of course, it's an international game. God, why are my allergies spiking up tonight? At 12 p.m. you have the Rams going to the Ravens, Cowboys going to the Panthers, the Cardinals going to the Colts.
I get cursed again.
Huh?
I get cursed again.
What do you mean by cursed? Yeah, definitely cursed. Cowboys at the all right, let's see. Cowboys at the Panthers, Rams at the Ravens, Cardinals at the Colts, Seahawks at the Jaguars, Chargers at the Dolphins, Browns at the Steelers, and then 49ers at the Bucks. And then for the late games, you have Titans at the Raiders. And then you have the Bengals at the Packers, and the Patriots at the Saints. So, yeah, we get a late game in New Orleans. You never see that anymore. 7:20 p.m. for Sunday Night Football. You have the Lions at the Chiefs. That's going to be a great game. That's going to be an amazing game, I think. Please beat them, Lions. It'd be great. And then Monday, if we get doubleheader at 6:15 p.m., Buffalo Bills at the Falcons. 7:15 p.m., you have the Bears at the Commanders. So you got that going. And then week number 7. Number 7. Good Lord, no primetime games yet. This is scaring me for the Saints. I mean, do we really deserve a primetime game? I don't know. But I see you. Oh my God, no primetime games. Good Lord. I swear to God, this is actually killing me. I swear to God, dude. All right, now we have the Steelers going to the Bengals in Thursday Night Football. Then Sunday at 8:30, you have neutral side of in Wembley, I believe. You have Rams versus the Jaguars, not at the Jaguars, versus the Jaguars, although it's kind of at the Jaguars because they go every year to international. Then for the early games, you have the Saints going to Chicago to play the Bears. You know what that means. We're seeing Dennis Allen's playing his old team. Dolphins at the Browns, Raiders at the Chiefs. Eagles at the Vikings. That would be a good game. Panthers at the Jets. Patriots at the Titans. Giants at the Broncos. Colts at the Chargers. Packers at the Cardinals. Commanders at the Cowboys. By the way, right? Giants at the Broncos. Colts at the Chargers. Packers at the Cardinals. And Commanders at the Cowboys are late games. And then for Sunday Night Football, you got the Falcons going to the 49ers. So, yeah. And then, whoa, okay. You have at 6 p.m., you have the Bucks going to the Lions. And then at 9 p.m., you have the Texans going to the Seahawks. Good Lord, 9 p.m.? The Pac-12 is taking over. Or ACC, actually. Or Big 12 or Big 10. You know. Sorry. Okay. Can we get one primetime game? Just one. I don't care if it's like against the worst team in the NFL. Oh my God, dude. What the frick? Okay. I know they can flex games, you know. Dude, do we just not like Sunday Night Football?
Can I play like I did?
Huh?
Can I play like I did?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Bye. Lafway. Inside joke between us. Anyways, Thursday, October 23rd at Thursday Night Football, you have the Vikings at the Chargers, and then Sunday for the early games, you got the Dolphins at the Falcons, Bears at the Ravens, Bills at the Panthers, Jets at the Bengals, 49ers at the Texans. Oh, that's the Seahawks. I was like, well, I thought they were playing last week. I was thinking of the Seahawks. Browns at the Patriots, and Giants at the Eagles. And then for the 3:15 game, not 3:15. And for the late games, you have the Buccaneers at the Saints. So we're probably losing that game because we seem to do worse against the Bucs at home compared to when we play them in Tampa Bay. I don't know why. It's weird. The Cowboys at the Broncos, Titans at the Colts, and for Sunday Football, you have the Packers at the Steelers. Maybe Aaron Rodgers reunited in case if he ever plays again, makes a decision because and Monday Night Football. Oh my God, what a game this is going to be! The Commanders at the Chiefs. Oh my God, what a game! Absolute cinema. Please beat him. Please beat him. Please beat the Chiefs, Jay Daniels. Please do. Please. No primetime games for the Saints. I figured. What do I know? I'm sorry. It's just, yeah, that's what happens when you get in cabbage. You have a hockey stick. But what do I know? What do I know? This is the Saints off. No, it's not. Oh my god, dude. Okay. And the Thursday night, you had the Ravens at the Dolphins. And then Sunday, for the early games, you had the Bears at the Bengals, Vikings at the Lions, Panthers at the Packers, Broncos at the Texans, Falcons at the Patriots, 49ers at the Giants, Colts at the Steelers, and Chargers at the Titans. And then for the late games, you have Saints at the Rams. I will say we have more late games, though. We'll say, why do I have to play the Rams every year, though? Come on. Jaguars at the Raiders, and then Chiefs at the Bills, and then Sunday Night Football will be the Seahawks at the Commanders. And then Monday, 7:15, we get the Cardinals at the Cowboys. So we'll see how it goes. Sorry, I'm still laughing at the fact that we have no primetime games. Like, stop talking about, bro. I'm a Saints fan. Let me cook, bro. We have been good since 20-something. I don't know. 20-something at this point. Oh, my God, dude. It's actually crazy. Oh, my God. Can y'all hurry? Okay. Oh, my God. We're waiting to have an off week, I guess. No. Thursday night, you have the Raiders at the Broncos, and then Sunday at 8:30, you have Falcons versus Colts. It's an international game. And the early games of the Saints at the Panthers, so we might be cooked, or maybe we might cook, I don't know. And the Giants at the Bears, Jaguars at the Texans, Bills at the Dolphins, Ravens at the Vikings, Browns at the Jets, Patriots at the Buccaneers, and then for the late games, you have the Cardinals at the Seahawks, Rams at the 49ers, and Lions at the Cowboys. God dang, I can't get any of these teams right. Lions at the Commanders. That's a playoff rematch. That'd be really good. And for Sunday Night Football, you have Steelers at the Chargers. And then for Monday night, you had the Eagles at the Packers. So we knew that game already, though. It was the Packers. I didn't know it was Monday night, though. All right, moving on. Week 18 won't have times yet, so just like know because it's playoff week or last week, right? Because the playoffs are coming up, you know. This is the Saints off week. Oh my God, it is. So, oh boy, it's been a rough ride for the Saints. I'm just be honest with you. Thursday, on 17, you have the Jets going to the Patriots. You get the Jets prime time game. What the flip, bro? Sunday at 8:30, you hit the Commanders at the versus Commanders versus the Dolphins. That would be a good game. And that's an international game. 12 p.m. You have wow, they're off the weekend right before my birthday, right before I turned 18, bro. Oh my God. 12 p.m. You have the Panthers at the Falcons, then the Bucks at the Bills. Please beat them, Bills. Please smack them. Chargers at the Jaguars, Bears at the Vikings, Packers at the Giants, Bengals at the Steelers, Texans at the Titans, 49ers at the Cardinals. Well, now we're starting with the late games to the 49ers at the Cardinals, Seahawks at the Rams. A lot of divisional matchups, we'll say. The 49ers at the Cardinals, Seahawks at the Rams, Ravens at the Browns, Chiefs at the Broncos, and then Sunday night, you have the Lions at the Eagles. Wow, that's going to be a great matchup. And then 17, you have on Monday, you have the Cowboys at the Raiders. So, yeah, there's that. Week 12. I had no chance we're going to prime time game at this rate. It's if our stand looks like it's at night every day. Oh, so close. Whatever. I'm sorry. It's been rough as a Saints fan. I'm sorry. It's been rough because Mickey Loomis doesn't know how to manage cap space. But yeah. And then Thursday, you have the Bills at the Texans. And then so that's Thursday night, of course. You have Sunday for the early games of the Jets at the Ravens, Steelers at the Bears, Patriots at the Bengals, Giants at the Lions, Vikings at the Packers, Colts at the Chiefs, Seahawks at the Titans, and the late games at the Jaguars at the Cardinals, Browns at the Raiders, the Eagles at the Cowboys, classic rivalry. At the Falcons at the Saints, another classic rivalry. Maybe Peak might have to get the other for that one. And 7:20 For Sunday, I'll be at the Bucks at the Rams. That'd be a good game. And then Monday, you gave the Panthers the primetime game. Come on, bro. 17, you have the Panthers at the 49ers. Bro, you get the Panthers a primetime game. What is wrong with you, bro? Bro, Panthers have been relevant forever, dude. At least for good reason. They haven't been relevant in a good way in a long time, bro. I think they will improve this year. Oh, my God. All right, now we have the Thanksgiving week. On Thanksgiving, you have the Packers at the Lions, so that's going to be a good game. At 12 p.m. At 3:30, you have the Chiefs at the Cowboys. Oh, wow. Two of America's most hated teams, probably, honestly. Who they call America's team. And 7:20 p.m., you have the Bengals at the Ravens. Oh, that's going to be a good one. Friday at 2 p.m. for Black Friday, you have Bears at the Eagles. and then for Sunday, the early games, you have Rams at the Panthers, 49ers at the Browns, Texans at the Colts, Saints at the Dolphins. I don't know how that's going to go, honestly. Falcons at the Jets, Cardinals at the Bucks, Jaguars at the Titans, and then for the late games you have Vikings at the Seahawks, Raiders at the Chargers, Bills at the Steelers, and you have Sunday football by the Broncos at the Commanders. Monday night you have the Giants at the Patriots. Oh, there it is. All right, we're back. All right, sorry for disconnected. Having some internet issues, you know. Sorry for your background noise, by the way. Oh my God, dude. Well, Kyle Moore at the coach now. Let him cook. Anyways, Thursday night you have the Cowboys at the Lions. That'll be an interesting game. Sunday you have Seahawks at for the early games. The Seahawks at the Falcons, Steelers at the Ravens, Titans at the Browns, Bears at the Packers, Colts at the Jaguars, Commanders at the Vikings, Dolphins at the Jets, Saints at the Bucks will probably win, honestly. In the late games, you have the Broncos at the Raiders, Rams at the Cardinals, Bengals at the Bills, and then 7:20 for Sunday Night Football, you have Texans at the Chiefs. That'd be a good game. And 17, Monday, December 8th, you have the Eagles at the Chargers. So yeah. Maybe for team prime time. I swear to God, dude. It's actually crazy, dude. Yeah, this is why I'm going to watch LSU next year, and only LSU, because the Saints are going to suck at this rate. We'll see. At least I have LSU to rely on to at least be decent. We better make the playoffs this year, bro. It better come. It better be coming this year, Brian Kelly. You know what the standard is at LSU. Sweet. Sitting on my LSU pillow right now. Y'all can see. Anyway, that's enough talking for now. If we suck this season, I'm not even gonna blame it on Kellen Moore, to be honest with you. I'm just being honest. I mean, I'm not gonna blame it on Kellen Moore. It's not his fault. Let's see how he's terrible play calling. You never know. Thursday night, you have the Falcons at the Bucks, so interesting division rival. A good division rival going. And Sunday, both these teams can lose, that'd be great. Anyway, both the Falcons and the Falcons lose, that'd be great. And Sunday, the early games of the Browns and the Bears, Ravens at the Bengals, Cardinals at the Texans, Jets at the Jaguars, Chargers at the Chiefs, Bills at the Patriots, Commanders at the Giants, Raiders at the Eagles. And then for the late games, you have Packers at the Broncos, Lions at the Rams, sorry. Panthers at the Saints, Colts at the Seahawks, Titans at the 49ers, and then Sunday night will be Vikings at the Cowboys. Jeez, there's so many Cowboys games that night. It makes sense, though. This is America's team. Then December 15th, you have the Dolphins at the Chargers, or the Steelers for Monday night. Not the Chargers, Steelers, yeah. What the flip? Now my computer's glitching. My computer beat. There we go. Now it's working. Okay. It fell asleep for a second. You know what I mean? So when you fall asleep randomly for like a split second, that's what it did. For like 5 seconds. But what do I know? This thing will ever go. That'd be great. This thing's taking so long to load all of a sudden. There we go. Now it's actually only 2 more chances for primetime games. I swear to God. Even then, we're not going to have any Little to no primetime games. Kellen Moore, Tyler Shock, please prove the world wrong. Please prove the Saints are an elite team again. I have no hope for this team. I'm kidding. I have some hope, but maybe for 2026, when I get Garrett Nussmeier in the draft, if we suck so badly this year. Low, you stupid son of a... There we go. Good Lord. Good Lord. Oh my God. This is actually crazy. We might get a primetime game week 17. I don't know. I doubt at this point. Thursday night, we have the Rams at the Seahawks. We have 2 Friday games for some reason. This is during the college football playoffs because, they want to compete, The Packers at the Bears and the Eagles at the Commanders. Those would be good games. Well, I think that's the first game. Was it going to be LSU versus LSU hosting Notre Dame, please? Or even better if we win the conference. As long as in Alabama, we're good. Sunday. Early games with the Patriots at the Ravens, Bucks at the Panthers, Bills at the Browns, Chargers at the Cowboys, Jets at the Saints, Vikings at the Giants, Chiefs at the Titans, and then late games we have the Falcons at the Cardinals, Jaguars at the Broncos, Steelers at the Lions, Raiders at the Texans, Bengals at the Dolphins for Sunday night, and then you have the 49ers at the Colts for Monday night. Week 17 is our last chance to get a primetime game. Just give us one, please. I don't care if we're going to get blown out. Please, dude. Please. Although we might get embarrassed like that. You never know. Oh, my God. Why is he not loading? Good Lord. Holy crap, dude. This is being so slow. Did the Wi-Fi just go out? That's the computer, too, to be fair. Week number 17. Wow, it's taking forever to load. Like, put in the primetime game for the Saints already. It's going to be a 12 p.m. game, right? Against the Panthers. Oh my God. No primetime games for the Saints this year. That's actually crazy. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. No primetime games for the Saints this year. No way. That's actually crazy. It sucks, but whatever. That's... Oh my God, dude. It's crazy. My God. Okay, let's do this. Thursday on Christmas, you have 2 Netflix games and Thursday Night Football. Cowboys at the Commanders, Lions at the Vikings. Cowboys Commanders is 12 p.m. 3:30 will be Lions at the Vikings. That'll be a good game. And then 17 will be Broncos versus the Chiefs. And then the Sunday, the early games are the Steelers at the Browns, the Jaguars at the Colts, the Buccaneers at the Dolphins, the Patriots at the Jets, and the Saints at the Titans, which was originally for week 1 for us on the league schedule. Cam Ward to Tom Butland. Great. And then 325 as right now, and then the 325 would be Eagles at the Bills. That would be a really good game. 7:20 you had the Bears at the 49ers. Sunday night, and then Monday night you have 17. You have the Rams at the Falcons. Yeah. And then you have Seahawks at Panthers, Cardinals at Bengals, Ravens at Packers, Texans at Chargers, and Giants at Raiders. That have not been scheduled yet. Oh my God, dude, no way. There's not a single primetime game for the Saints. That is actually depressing. We're actually going through the Great Depression in the Saints. Oh, it could be worse. It could be the Ants, though. Let's be real. Come on, we weren't Titans bad last year. We looked good to start the season, and we Their whole team got injured. Will this Wi-Fi decide to work? Okay, it's actually moving faster than fastest it's moved in like the last 10 minutes. Then obviously this could be at night. You never know. Saints at the Falcons. Please blow them out. And you have the Jets at the Bills, Lions at the Bears, Browns at the Bengals, Chargers at the Broncos, Chargers. It's gonna be Colts at the Texans, Titans at the Jaguars, Colts. God dang, stop connecting the Colts. The Cardinals at the Rams, the Chiefs at the Raiders, Packers at the Vikings, Dolphins at the Patriots, Cowboys at the Giants, and the Commanders at the Eagles, and the Ravens at the Steelers, and the Seahawks at the 49ers, and the Panthers at the Buccaneers. None of those have been scheduled yet, so just wait. Yeah, overall, take away from the schedule, I think it's going to be a good year for y'all. Unfortunately, as a Saints fan, it does suck to see no primetime games for us, but I get I get that the team's in a bad state right now. They don't know how good we're going to be, bro. We're going to be like Arizona State, come out of nowhere. Kellen Moore is going to be the Kenny Dillingham in the NFL. Devin Neal is going to be the next Cam Scatteroo. Tyler Shuck's going to be Sam Levitt. Brandon Cooks is going to be, what's his name, Jordan Tyson. I don't know. What the heck? Why is he not typing? I'm about to give up on this computer, dude. I haven't wanted to give up on it for a while. Oh, now you're going to type it? It took like 30 seconds. Not even all the way. It took like 30 seconds to respond to one letter. NFL schedule predictor. Predict the or? Okay. Play the computer. Does PFSN have it yet? I hope the Saints are good next year. It's embarrassing what the Saints have become. We'll see, though. I don't know. It's just embarrassing to see that's what we get for falling off last year. And the stream's glitching because, this chaos. There we go. Oh, wait. News. Hurry up. Good Lord. Saints are going to suck ass. Suck gas. Suckass. Suckass. What's up? My name is Suckass. Dude, they're gonna suck next year at this rate. If this is actually true, they're gonna suck. Oh, good Lord. I have no expectations next year for this team. I'm just not gonna have any expectations at this point. Yeah, I'm not gonna predict the season. I'm kidding. I still am, but I'm just not gonna have expectations for them. This thing will load faster would be great. Oh, now it's loading? There we go. All right, you know what? Let's do it. Let's predict the schedule. Nothing else to do, you know what I mean? I think it's gonna be a bloodbath this year. I think there's a lot of good teams this year. Okay. Let's just do it like this. I think Philly's gonna beat the Cowboys. I think the Chiefs win. Probably the most fluky way, you know what I mean? Why is it not loading? Good Lord, what's wrong with this thing? Oh, now you're gonna load. Okay. I think Atlanta gets the best of the Bucks there, week 1. Cincinnati gets the best of Cleveland. honestly, I think Indy's gonna win against the just ignore the point totals. I don't make the rules here. I think uh I think Jacksonville beats the Panthers. I hope they do. That'd be great. Winning streak of week 1 games comes to an end. The complete opposite of LSU. I think the Jets beat Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's not gonna be that good next year. I'm feeling that Mike Tomlin winning record streaks in the end. Commanders will beat the Giants. Denver, Tennessee. I think Denver wins. I think it'll take a bit for Cam Moore to get adjusted. If I'm being honest with you. We're gonna be here till midnight. This thing is as slow as this. I think the Seahawks beat the 49ers. I think Detroit will beat the Packers. I think the Rams beat the Texans, if I'm being honest with you. Ooh, week 1, bro. That's going to be a great game. Give me Buffalo. So, yeah. And then I think Minnesota wins. Week number 2. Golly. I think Commanders beat the Packers. Packers has some tough games to start the season, I will admit. I think Baltimore gets the best at Cleveland. I think Cincinnati will beat the Jags. I think that Dallas will win. I think Detroit's going to win. I think New England wins this game. I think San Fran wins. Buffalo will beat the Jets. But Jets beat them when Aaron Rodgers got injured, ironically. Seahawks beat Pittsburgh. I know they have Metcalf now, but it's just going to be tough for the Steelers. I think actually the Titans beat the Rams. I think Carolina. Actually, I think Arizona will beat Carolina. I think the Colts will beat. Actually, no. I think the Broncos will be honest with you. I think the Philly will beat the Chiefs again. I think Minnesota will beat Atlanta. I actually think the Bucks will win. I think the right. Actually, I think the Raiders win. Week number 3. Whatever loads. There we go. Buffalo versus Miami. We go Buffalo to win. I think Carolina actually beats the Falcons. I think Green Bay will get their first easy game of the year. I think the Texans beat the Jaguars. I think Minnesota is actually going to end up beating the Bengals. I think. What the flip? What the frick? Why is this thing doing this? Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. I think actually Pittsburgh gets a win that week. I think honestly the Rams actually surprised the Eagles. I think Tampa Bay will beat the Jets. I think the Colts will beat the Titans. I think the Commanders will beat the Raiders. I think the Chargers will beat the Broncos. I think the Seahawks will beat the Saints. I think that Chicago beats Dallas. So there's only one team without a win left, or 2 teams actually. I think San Fran beats Arizona. I think the Chiefs beat the Giants. And I actually think Detroit will beat the Ravens. Seahawks and Arizona. I have actually have Arizona winning that one. I have Minnesota beating Pittsburgh. I have actually the Falcons getting revenge on Commanders in that week. I think that the Bills will beat the Saints. Detroit will beat the Browns. Texans will beat the Titans. I think the Patriots beat Carolina. Actually, the Giants beat the Chargers. I think that Philly will get revenge on the Bucks. I think LA will beat the Colts. I think Daniel Jones is actually going to start for them, if I had to guess. It's either going to be him, Anthony Richardson, heck, maybe Riley Leonard. You never know. I think the Jaguars will beat the 49ers in that week. I have Baltimore beating the Chiefs. And then I have the Raiders beating the Chicago Bears. Great, now it's doing this crap again. There we go. Okay. I have Green Bay beating Dallas. But just ignore these score totals. I'm not picking the story totals. I think Miami will beat the Jets. And I think the Bengals. Actually, I think the Broncos win. I think they'll get revenge on last year. Good Lord, the Saints are the only team I haven't picked for a win yet. I think the Rams beat the 49ers. Actually, no, I think the 49ers actually win. I think, honestly, Cleveland takes down the Minnesota. I think they'll surprise them. Actually, yeah, Cleveland's the other team I haven't picked yet. I think Baltimore will beat the Texans. I think Miami will beat Carolina. I actually have the Raiders beating the Colts. I think actually the Saints beat the Giants. I think I think the Cowboys are going to win. And Philly beating the Broncos. I think that'd be a good game. I have Arizona beating the Tennessee Titans. I have Bucks beating the Seahawks. I think actually Cincinnati takes down Detroit. I think the Commanders will beat the Chargers. No, Buffalo. Actually, not the Patriots beating Buffalo. And then I have Kansas City beating Jacksonville. So no more undefeated teams. There's never undefeated teams left. All right, there we go. Week 6. I think I'm going for the nah. You know what? The Eagles win. I think honestly, the Jets will beat the Broncos. I think Baltimore beats the Rams. I think Dallas beats Carolina. I think Indianapolis will actually come out and beat the Cardinals. I think Jacksonville. Actually, I think the Seahawks will beat Jacksonville. I think the Chargers will beat the Dolphins. I think the Pittsburgh will beat the Cleveland Browns. I have Tampa Bay beating the 49ers. I actually have Tennessee beating the Raiders. I have Green Bay beating the Bengals. And I actually have the Saints beating the Patriots. I think Saints will actually get better as the season goes on. Honestly, goes on. I guess maybe I don't know. I think the Chiefs will beat the Lions this time around. And then I think the Falcons will end up beating the Buffalo Bills. And then I think the Commanders will beat the Bears. This is not accurate predictions. If I predict out of my head, it's not going to be accurate. Let's actually pick these teams. And then I have Cincinnati beating the Pittsburgh Steelers. I actually have Jacksonville beating the Rams. Yeah, I actually have the Rams beating them. I think Chicago will. I think that's Allen gets his revenge. I think will beat the Saints. I think Miami's going to beat the Cleveland Browns. I think Kansas City will take the dub against Las Vegas. Look at that super match. And then I think the Eagles will win against the Vikings. I think Carolina is going to beat the Jets. I actually think Tennessee is going to end up beating the Patriots. I think that Denver's going to beat the Giants. Sorry if that sound weird. I think LA ends up beating the Colts. I think Arizona actually ends up beating Green Bay. And then I think Cowboys actually take the dub here. And then oh man, I keep my forward. Sorry. I think San Fran takes a dub against Atlanta. And I think Detroit will beat Tampa Bay. And I actually think that Houston beats the Seahawks. I think Seahawks somehow always manage to actually do pretty good for themselves, even if they're not in a great situation. That's why I had them winning a few games still. Plus, they got Cooper Kupp on there still. All right. Now we have the Minnesota Chargers. I think the Chargers actually take the dub here. Miami versus Atlanta. I got Atlanta. And the Ravens versus the Bears. I actually have the Bears sneaking in and taking the dub. I think Buffalo versus Carolina. I think actually Carolina gets the win. I think they'll surprise the Buffalo Bills out of nowhere. And then Cincinnati versus the Jets. I had the Cincinnati winning. And then San Francisco versus Houston. I have Houston winning. New England versus the Browns. I have the Patriots winning. Philadelphia versus the Giants. I have them winning. Saints versus Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay always somehow beats them there, so I'll take them there. I think if you put a good Saints team, a good healthy Saints team, I think they'll be really good. I'm just not sure about the situation at quarterback and some other things there. Kind of starting in the team sometimes gets injured. Plus, we might tank. You never know. Denver, Dallas. I think Denver wins. Or it's not going to load. Well, it went like 5 minutes without glitching out. So, credit to where credit's going to be done. I don't know. Good Lord. Okay, there we go. Finally. This thing's still running. See dust on my. Yeah. I am a robot. I think Indianapolis gets the win against Tennessee. Now it's glitching out again. Unresponsive? Come on, bro. What do you mean it's unresponsive? You've been unresponsive forever. And I actually think Green Bay will win. And I think the Commanders actually get the dub here against the 39-19 would be hilarious, yeah. I think they beat the Chiefs. I think the league is gonna be very even this year. I think a lot of teams are looking real good next season. And some teams I think will be really bad that aren't actually that are hyped up to be good. Ravens versus the Dolphins, I have the Ravens winning. And then I have Cincinnati beating the Bears. Then I have Detroit or Minnesota. I think Minnesota. Actually, no. I think it's Minnesota taking the dub here. Carolina versus Packers. Give me the Packers here. Broncos versus the Texans. I have Come on. Stop loading images. That's what it's doing. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. I don't know if y'all see it says page unresponsive every now and then. I have Houston winning. Then I have actually the Patriots win this game. I actually had the Giants winning here. I think Pittsburgh beats the Colts. I think Chargers beat the Titans. I think the Rams will beat the Rams will beat the Saints. Sorry. I think Jacksonville will get the dub against the Raiders. And I think Buffalo will win against Kansas City. Then I have the Seahawks beating, or the Commanders beating the Seahawks. Oh, jeez. I think the Cowboys actually beat the Cardinals here. Now for away team. Week 10, sorry. I have the Broncos beating the Raiders. I think Indianapolis will beat the Falcons. I have the Saints beating the Panthers. The Giants versus Bears. I actually have the Bears winning. And then Jaguars versus Texans. I'll take the Jaguars here. And the Bills versus Dolphins. I'll take the Buffalo here. And then Baltimore versus Minnesota. I'll take Baltimore. And it's not responding. There we go. Cleveland versus New York Jets. I have the Jets winning. New England versus the Bucks. I actually have the Patriots winning here. Cardinals versus the Seahawks. I'll take the Seahawks here. Rams versus the 49ers. You know what? I'll take the Rams here. If it ever loads. There we go. Detroit versus Washington. I think Detroit actually wins this game. Chargers think get the dub against the Steelers. The Eagles versus Packers. I actually think the Packers win this game. Sorry, you just texted me. Then the Jets versus the Patriots. I think the Jets actually take the dub here. And then the Commanders versus the Dolphins. The Commanders winning. And then the Panthers versus the Falcons. I'll take the Panthers here. Bucks versus the Buffalo Bills. What the heck? I'll take Buffalo. Chargers versus the Jaguars. I'll take the Jaguars here. I think they get revenge from that playoff game a few years ago. And then the Bears versus the Vikings. I think the Bears actually get the win here. And Green Bay versus the Giants. I think the Giants actually win somehow. And then Cincinnati versus Pittsburgh. I'll take Cincinnati here. Houston versus Tennessee. Give me Tennessee. And then San Francisco versus the Cardinals. I'll take San Francisco to win. And the Seahawks versus the Rams. I'll take Seahawks. And Baltimore versus Cleveland. I have a weird feeling Cleveland's just going to come out of nowhere and win this game. Chiefs versus Broncos. Give me the Chiefs here. And Detroit versus Philly. I'm actually going to go with Detroit here. Dallas versus Vegas. Give me Vegas to win that game. Colts and Saints are off the week of my birthday, ironically. I'll be turning 18 this year. Pretty crazy. Being an adult. Buffalo versus Houston. I'm actually going to go with Houston to win this one. Jets versus the Ravens. I'll take the Ravens. Pittsburgh versus Chicago. Give me Pittsburgh to win that game. Patriots versus Bengals. I should take the Patriots here. Giants versus the Lions. I'll take the Lions. Minnesota versus the Packers. Give me the Packers. Actually, no, give me Minnesota to win. Colts versus Kansas City. I'll take Kansas City. Seahawks versus Tennessee. I'll take the Titans to win. Jacksonville versus Arizona. Give me Arizona to win. Browns versus Raiders. I'll take the Raiders. Actually, I'll take the Browns, actually. I think they'll squeeze a win out of there. Eagles versus Cowboys. Give me the Eagles. Falcons versus Saints. I actually think the Saints get the dub here. Tampa Bay versus LA. I think Tampa Bay takes the win. Carolina versus San Francisco. Give me them Carolina Panthers because F it. I don't like the Panthers. And then Packers versus Lions. I think the Packers get the win here. And Cowboys versus Chiefs. I'll take Chiefs. Bengals versus Ravens. You know what? Give me the Ravens. I mean, the Bengals, sorry. Bears versus Eagles. I'll take the Eagles here. And then Rams versus Panthers. I'll actually take the Panthers. I think they somehow squeeze a win out of it. 49ers versus Browns. I'll take the 49ers. Houston versus Indianapolis. I'll take Indianapolis. And New Orleans versus Miami. Give me Miami to win that one. Atlanta versus the Jets. I'll take Atlanta to win. And the Bucks versus the Cardinals. I'll take the Cardinals. Jags versus Tennessee. I'll take Tennessee, actually. Minnesota versus Seahawks. Give me Minnesota. Raiders versus the Chargers. Give me the Raiders. Buffalo versus Pittsburgh. Give me Buffalo. Denver versus Washington. Give me Washington. And then Giants versus the Patriots. I'm waiting for the Giants actually to squeeze a win out of them. And then week 14. Sorry, I'm just checking. I forgot that. Week number 14. All right, we have Dallas at Detroit. I'll take Detroit here. Falcons versus Seahawks. Give me the Falcons. And then the Pittsburgh versus Baltimore. I'll take Baltimore. Actually, no, I'm going to take Pittsburgh. Nah, Baltimore, actually. Tennessee versus Cleveland. Actually, give me Cleveland here. Bears versus Packers. I'll actually take the Bears. Indianapolis versus the Jaguars. I'll take the Jaguars. Minnesota versus the Commanders. I'll take the Commanders. Miami versus the Jets. Give me Miami. New Orleans versus the Bucks. I'll actually take New Orleans here. I think they'll squeeze a win out of them. Denver versus Las Vegas. I'll take Vegas here. And the Rams versus the Cardinals. I'll take the Rams. And Cincinnati versus Buffalo. I'll take Cincinnati. And then, Texans versus the Chiefs. Give me I actually think the Chiefs will win. Philly versus the Chargers. Give me the Charger. I mean, give me Philly. Sorry, why do I keep correcting myself? Week 15. Atlanta versus Tampa Bay. Very crucial matchup at this point in the season. I'll take Tampa Bay. Cleveland versus the Bears. I'll actually take Cleveland. Baltimore versus Cincinnati. I think Baltimore actually wins that one. Arizona versus the Texans. Give me the Texans to win that one. Jets versus Jaguars. Actually, yeah, I'll take the Jets to win. Chargers versus the Chiefs. Actually, you know what? Give me the Chargers for that one. Buffalo versus New England. I'll take Buffalo to win that one. Commanders versus the Giants. Give me the Commanders. Vegas versus the Philadelphia Eagles. I'll take the Eagles. Yes, I have chaos this season. Green Bay versus Denver. I'll take Denver here. Lions versus Rams. I'll actually take the Lions. And Carolina versus New Orleans. You know what? Give me New Orleans to win that one. Indianapolis versus the Seahawks. Give me Seattle to win that one. Tennessee versus San Fran. I'll take San Fran. Minnesota versus Dallas. I'll actually take Dallas to win that one. And then Miami versus Pittsburgh. I'll take Miami, honestly. Week 16. I have, let's see, for this one, I have Rams win that one. And then I have the Packers winning, nice 6-9 record. Eagles Commanders is gonna be a great game. I think Commanders win. And then New England versus Baltimore. I'll take Baltimore to win. Tampa Bay versus Carolina. Hey man, they're pretty close. Actually, no, give me Tampa Bay to win. I don't know. You know, I'll take the Panthers. Buffalo versus Cleveland. I'll take Buffalo to win. Chargers versus Cowboys. I'll take the Cowboys on that one. Jets versus Saints. Saints. I don't know. Minnesota versus the Giants. I'll take Minnesota to win. Chiefs versus Titans. Give me the Chiefs. Atlanta versus Arizona. I'll take the Falcons. Jacksonville versus Denver. I'll take Denver. Week 17. Dallas versus the Commanders. I think the Commanders will win. Detroit versus Minnesota. Give me Detroit to win. I mean, Minnesota, sorry. Did I miss a Detroit game? Hold up. Oh, wow. I missed this whole part. Detroit versus Pittsburgh. I'll take Detroit. Vegas versus Houston. I'll take Houston. And then Miami versus Cincinnati. I should take Miami to get the upset. And 49ers versus the Colts. I'll take the Colts to win that one. And Broncos versus the Chiefs. I should take the Broncos to win. Carolina versus the Seahawks. Carolina, I think, will win. And then Arizona versus the Bengals. I should take Arizona to win. Baltimore versus Green Bay. I'll take Green Bay here. And then Houston versus the Chargers. I'll take the Chargers. I think they get their revenge on the playoff game last year. Raiders versus Giants. Take the Raiders. Pittsburgh versus Cleveland. I'll take Pittsburgh here. Jaguars versus the Colts. You know what? I think Jaguars play spoiler here. I think they beat the Colts. And then Tampa Bay versus Miami. Give me Tampa Bay. And now we have week 7. No, wait. God, I keep missing these games. New England versus the Jets. I'll take New England. Saints versus Titans. Actually, I'll take the Titans here. I think they beat them. Philadelphia versus Buffalo. That's gonna be a great game. You know what? Give me Buffalo here. I think they win. And then 49ers versus the Bears. I think the Bears squeeze a win out of them. And the Rams versus the Falcons. Give me the Falcons. Oh my God. And then for week number 18, I'm going to go with the Falcons to beat the Saints, unfortunately. It would be great if we swept them, though. And then I think, let's see. Wait. Hold up. Hold on. I'm just doing the math real quick. Yeah, they haven't. Doing the math, assuming there's opt-outs in this game. I think Atlanta beats the Saints. I think the Jets beat Buffalo because I assume Buffalo's going to rest their starters on that week. Detroit, I think, will. Wait, where are the Commanders at? Yeah, I know what you answer. I think they'll rest their starters. I think Chicago will win. And I think Cincinnati will win. And then I think actually the Chargers win this game. And then for this one, I think the Texans win. And this one, I have. I'll take the Jaguars here. And then add the Rams winning this one. And I think Kansas City's gonna meet the Raiders. And then I think Green Bay beats Minnesota. And then I think New England will beat Miami. And the Giants, I think Dallas will beat the Giants. And then I think Philly actually beats. Well, I don't know. No, I think Washington actually wins this game. Actually, I think Philly wins. And then Seahawks versus 49ers. Give me the Seahawks. Crucial game. Cardinals versus Tampa Bay. Give me Tampa Bay to win. So there you go. Here's my full standings. Well, every team. I think Bills get the number 1 seed in the AFC this year. I think this is finally the year they can do it. And then I think the Commanders will get a number 1 seed. I think that team is just really good. I think I'm willing to bet the NFC the NFC West is going to be a bloodbath. That's why you have all those teams so close together. 'Cause I think Seahawks and Cardinals are going to be good teams. I think I don't know if the record's going to show for it though. Same thing with the NFC South. I think the Saints will be better than people predict, in my opinion. 7-10 still not good, but still, I think it's better. I think it's at least a step in the right direction. And then the North, I think, will actually be a bloodbath towards. I think let's see, yeah. And then the East, I think the two best teams in the NFC are going to come from the East this year. And then in the AFC, I think that last spot for the West is going to be a bloodbath. I think the South is going to be very even. I think the North is going to be top sided with two teams and bottom sided with another. I'll go over every team in a second, and then I think the AFC will be AFC East will be separated kind of in this West. So every team. I think LA is gonna have another good year. I just think their division is gonna be so crazy. I'm willing to bet 9-8 is what the records are gonna get. Seahawks, I think they'll still be a solid team. It's just I think a few games aren't going to go their way, in my opinion. We'll see. Cardinals, same thing with them. To be fair, they almost made the playoffs last year. I think they'll come up just short again. Yeah. That team's improving, though. We'll see what happens. And San Francisco, they lost so many people. I just don't know how that's going to work for them. I think there'll still be a potential, though. South, Buccaneers. Buccaneers are just they'll win a division, I think. In fact, they do every year at this point. And the Falcons, I think it'd be between them and the Falcons. Falcons, I think, will be 9-8 this year. I think they'll improve last year. Panthers, I think, are going to be a much improved team. I think they're going to be close. I think they're going to be close to the playoff spot. I don't think they're going to make it, but I think they're going to be a very much improved team. I think the Saints, I think they'll get their groove as the season goes on, in my opinion. They're not going to be a good team, but they're not going to be that good of a team. I think they could slide around that low C tier-ish or high D tier. I don't know. We'll see. Some of the teams on their schedule they can beat. Then the North, Lions 11-6. I think there's going to be a lot of crazy games for them. We'll see. I think that team could be really good again. Packers, I think, will be a really good team. I think there will be a few games that are just not going to quite go their way. Vikings, I think they will take a step back without Darnold. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see what AJ McCarthy is. I think they'll still be a good team, though, to be fair. Yeah, but there's that. And Bears, I think, will be much improved. I don't think they're going to quite make it there, though. I think Ben Johnson's going to be really, really get the offense going. I think this sounds to be a great defense coordinator. I just don't see them going. I think they're going to go upward, but we'll see. I can see like some of Dave Canales maybe a little better. Yeah. And then the East, Washington Commanders are going to be a really good team this year. Same thing with the Eagles. I think it's going to be really close between those teams. Dallas, I think, will have its moments, but I do at the end of the day, I feel like they are going to be 8-19. I think they're still going to. I think they are set to have a good future, though. I don't think they're going to reach elite, though, next year. Command and Giants. Listen, I know they have Russell Wilson, Jackson Dart, and a bunch of other talented players like Bill Carter and all that. I just don't believe in them. I'm sorry. It's just that team has been a disaster, and I just don't think it's going to go their way. I think we'll see some improvement, but at the end of the day, I think they're still not going to be that good of a team. I think we also know how Russell is with the Broncos. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I just don't believe in them. I believe in the league neighbors, obviously. I don't believe in the rest of the team. Well, I think it's Bill Carter will be good too. I'm just not sure about the rest of the team. AFC. Chiefs will be the Chiefs. They'll be a good team, obviously. Duh. Chargers, I think, will squeak a 9-8 record out. I think they'll sneak their way into the playoffs. Same thing with the Broncos, kind of like last year. Raiders, I really like that Pete Carroll hire. I think they'll be much improved this year. I don't think they're going to quite make it to the playoffs, though. 8-9 is not a terrible record, but not great, but I think Pete Carroll will definitely like make improvements to that team. I think that team's gonna have a bright future, especially if Tom Brady is helping that team out now. The heck? Now it's in dark. Okay. Texans. I think the South's gonna be a bloodbath. Texans. I think they'll squeak 9-8 record out. I'm just not sure about they have a lot of wide receivers in that room. I think that's good ones. Like they have Christian Kirk. What's his name? What's that dude's name from Noah Brown? Noah Gray? Whatever his name is. Tank Dell, obviously. And then you have both Jalen Noel and Jaden Higgins from Iowa State. Like how do they get both of them? Honestly, I don't know how, but I think they'll still be a good team next year. I think D'Amico Ryan's got something good going for them. And I think Jags will be improved next year. I don't think they're going to quite make it all the way. I think Liam Cohen will ignite a new fire into that team, I will say. The Colts, I think, honestly, I think they'll have their moments, but at the end of the day, I don't think that team's elite yet. We'll see. I think they still think they are going to have a, but that's going to raise a question about Shane Steichen. No, but I think Shane Steichen has 17-17. That's the most mid you can get. What do I know? Marks go 8-1 like the Commanders did that one year. Tennessee, I think, will improve as the season goes on. I think Cam Ward will be a solid quarterback, but we'll see. And then the North, I think. Oh boy. We don't have any more Win Symphony rehearsals. The heck? He's tired. Yeah, I think Titans will. Anyways, no, Ravens think will be a good team this year. I think they'll be really good. Bengals think will be back in the playoffs for the first time in a while. I think they'll finally get over that hump for the first time in a while. Give Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase their flowers, bro. Pittsburgh, I'm sorry. I just don't believe in that team. DK Metcalf will be good, but I know Mike Tomlin is a good coach. He's one of the better coaches in the NFL, but I'm sorry. That team did not look great to end the season. And with that quarterback situation, like, if it's not Aaron Rodgers, Will Howard. I mean, Will Howard knows how to win championships. I just don't know how it's going to go. I mean, they trade away George Pickens. They gave away Najee Harris. I just don't believe in that team. I'm sorry. I just don't believe in it. Cleveland, I don't know what to do with that team at this point. They have a way too big quarterback room, a big running back room. I don't even know what to make of that team at that point. What do I know? The East, I think the Bills will be the best team in a very competitive AFC this year. And look at that three-way tie, basically. The Patriots, I think, will be a solid team next year. I think they'll be a borderline playoff team. And then the Dolphins, I think they'll get better as the season goes on. I think they'll have a rough start, but I think they'll get going as they go along. Plus, who knows with Tua? You never know what his head can be like because of concussions. And Jets. I mean, Aaron Glenn, I think, will make some improvements in that team. That team's just a bloodbath. That team's just Let's do this. Let's predict the playoffs. I think the Ravens take down the Broncos. I think the Chiefs take down the Chargers, and I think actually the Bengals take down the Texans. I think Lions take down your division rival, the Vikings. I think Green Bay takes down the All right, and then Eagles versus the Rams. I'll take the Eagles here. And then the Bengals versus the Bills. I'm feeling The Bengals. I don't know. I think the Bengals actually get the dub here. And then Chiefs versus the Ravens. I'm sorry, the Chiefs are going to win that game. Green Bay versus Washington. I'll take Washington. Philly versus the Lions. No, I'll take the Lions. And then for the conference championships, I think the Chiefs will take down the Bengals. And then I think the Commanders will take down the Lions. And then, like I had my Super Bowl pick in mind, Kansas City versus the Commanders. Who's going to win? I think the Commanders are the Super Bowl champions this year. Yeah, I think the Commanders will win the Super Bowl this year. I think they're bound to have a really good year. If they make some improvements, man, that team's going to be unstoppable. Yeah, there's that. But yeah, that's my Super Bowl pick for this year. So there's that. Anyways, hope y'all enjoy. Agree, disagree. I know a lot agree and a lot are going to disagree. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a nice day. Goodbye. See you on the next one. Peace.